All right, so let's get started with the drawing assignments for Module 9. The first drawing assignment that we're going to look at is CAD Exercise 9.1, the inch fastener assembly. And in this drawing, you're going to create a top view and a front view of a 1.5 inch thick steel plate. And in that steel plate, you're going to draw two holes, a 1/2 inch tapped hole and a 3/4 inch tapped hole. So both of these holes are going to be tapped, that is threaded. Okay. Here are the details for the 1/2 inch threaded hole, and here are the details for the 3/4 inch threaded holes. All right. In both of these holes, you're going to use the simplified thread representation, and you're going to fully dimension each drawing, including notes. All right. So let's get started with the drawing then. So I've already created kind of the top and front view of the 1.5 inch steel plate. So you can see the thickness in the front view here. This is going to be a section view, but in the front view we have the 1.5 inch thick portion of it. All these other dimensions, the 2 inch depth and the 4 inch length across here, are arbitrary. Obviously, we need to have enough room for the holes, but whether it's 4 inches, 5 inches, 4.5 inches, 2 inches, 2.5 inches, whatever, that doesn't matter. And then I've tried to balance out the holes right here. 1 inch, it's centered in this surface. So if this is 2, this is 1 inch back. And then it's centered across the length of the object. Again, those are arbitrary. The only dimensions that are set, that are required, are the 1.5 inch steel plate here and the size of the two holes. So the first hole here, this is the 1/2 inch major diameter, and I drew a circle that is 1/2 inch in diameter, and then this hole is 3/4 inch. Okay, so where do we go from here? Well, first let's change the top view to make this correct. All right, so this is not how we represent a tapped hole, right? So we need to change this. First of all, we're going to change this and this to a hidden circle. Okay, so those circles need to be hidden. Now, I'd like it to have more dashes, so I'm going to change the LT scale, so we can type in LTS for LT scale, and then I'm going to change this to 0.5 just to make it look a little bit better. And then we have to create a second visible circle on the inside of both of these, right? So the outer circle, the hidden circle, is the 3/4 inch and the 1/2 inch. So where do we get the dimensions for the offset for the visible circle? Well, we get it from our CAD standard. Okay, so I'm going to bring this over. This is our CAD standard, right? And we're on page 27, and I'm going to go to actually page 28, and you'll see right here, this is a table for inch threads. This is the top table is inch threads, and the bottom table is millimeters or metric threads. And what we want is, see that dimension D? That's what we need to create, that dimension D. And you can see for a major diameter of a 1/2 inch, the D depth is 0.06. For 3/4 inch, the depth is 0.08. So 0.06 and 0.08. So let's bring that across here now. And let's go to offset, 0.06. And then we're going to offset that inward. Okay. And then we're going to change this to a visible line. Right? Very easy. Very easy. So let's do that again. Offset. Now this is an offset of 0.08. And we're going to offset. There we go. Offset it in. And then we change that to a visible line. All right. So that is the top view pretty much completed, minus the center lines and the dimensions. Okay. So that's the top view more or less completed. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that. And we don't need any of this. This is just going to make things messy. So we'll just put it right there. And then here we go. And again, let me just delete these because we don't need them in here. And now to work on our front view. So the first thing I'm going to do is project this edge down. And this edge down. Do the same thing over here, being very careful to get the right line. Of course, there's a million different ways you can draw this easier than the way I'm drawing it, if that's what you want to do. These outer lines are going to be hidden. Okay, right? Now, if we look at the definition of this, it says we're going to draw a front section view, all right? And it doesn't say anything about these being blind holes. So they're going to be through holes, okay? So that's going to be the 1/2 inch major diameter hole completed. Now let's go over here and do this one. So again, we'll draw a line and I'll just project this down. Oops, let me zoom out a little bit. Project this down here. All right, and then this line and this line become hidden lines. All right, now let's turn this into a section view. So I'm going to change my layer to the section line layer. And we're going to go to the hatch command. And I'm going to apply my hatching here. And in this space, and here, and in this space, that little space, and then there. I think that scale is fine, so I'm not going to mess with that. Of course, the angle is perfect, so I'm just going to close that. And then there we go. All right. Now, the last thing that we have to do here is we have to dimension this. Okay. Actually, and add center marks. Let's do the center marks first, since that's the easiest thing. Center marks and center line. So we'll go to the center line command, and we'll put a center line in here. And we'll put one in there. And then center mark here. Pick the outer circle. Pick the outer circle. There we go. All right. QED. Now let's get the dimension. Okay. So let's pull this back in again so we can see what this is. So the first one is a 1/2 inch major diameter Unified National Fine Threads Class 2. So there's one bit of information that's missing here, and that is we don't know the threads per inch on this. I did not give you the threads per inch. But we have enough to refer to the table, okay? So let's go to the back of our book, page A7, right there. Let me shrink this up a little bit so maybe we can see both. There we go. All right. And we're looking for a 1/2 inch major diameter. So I'm on page A7, and the size here, I want to go to a 1/2 inch, which is right there. And you can see for a coarse thread, the threads per inch is 13. Well, this is fine threads. So we need to go over, right there, fine. We read down and it says 20 threads per inch. Okay. So let's actually, while we're here, let's do the other one. This is a 3/4 inch major diameter Unified National Coarse. So we go to 3/4 inch. Unified National Coarse is 10 threads per inch. So we got 20 threads per inch and 10 threads per inch. All right. So let's get the notation done for this. So we go back to my drawing. We're going to use a leader, right? I suppose you could also use a... Actually, no, sorry. We are not going to use a leader. Don't use a leader, right? The leader is not what you want to use for this. We're going to use a radius or diameter dimension and just get rid of the note. Okay, so I'll show you. So we'll go here to radius. I am going to choose the outer circle here, the hidden circle for this. All right, so we'll go right there. All right, and the reason why I'm choosing the outer circle is because in your standard, it of course shows you we dimension to the outer circle. Okay. All right, now the radius 0.25, 0.250, that's, I don't want any of that. So I'm just going to double click on that, delete that, and I'm going to put in what I want, which is the thread node, 0.500 dash 20 threads per inch, unified national fine dash 2, and this is an internal thread, so it gets a B. All right, and that's it. Close text editor. All right, there's our thread. All right, now let's do the top one here. Whoops, sorry about that. We'll go back to radius. We'll click on the outer one, and I'll put it right up here. And then we'll double click in that, hit the delete key, and we'll go 0.750 dash 10 UNC dash 2B. And that's it. All right. I think we're done with that. All right, let's look at how, do I tell you what we're going to get this? Plot at a scale of 1 to 1. Okay, so the only thing I said is plot at a scale of 1 to 1. So let's look at a portrait drawing size sheet, and let's see if we can get that in 1 to 1. So we go like here, and 1 to 1, and in fact we can. So there you go. All right. So you can print this on an A-size portrait sheet, and that's the dimensions right there. That's drawing CAD exercise 9.1 completed. All right, I'll see you in the next video.